Carlos Alcaraz faces a key challenge before the clay court season, regaining confidence in his most lethal shot, the forehand. After a disappointing North American tour, the Spaniard has returned to training in Murcia with a clear goal: to rediscover his best version and arrive in Monte Carlo in top form. To achieve this, he is working hard on the solidity of his game from the baseline. His success on clay depends on mastering his cross-court shots and minimizing unforced errors. Will he be able to recover his best shot in time for the clay tour? After a few days of rest in Mexico, Alcaraz is back on the court with a clear mission: to leave doubts behind and regain confidence in his tennis. On his second day of training in Murcia, he was seen working at high intensity, perfecting his forehand and cross-court backhand in direction-based exercises. His coaching team knows that the key to dominating on clay lies in the consistency of these strokes. The training has been demanding, aiming to build security in long rallies. In his last match in Miami against David Goffin, Alcaraz accumulated 28 unforced errors, losing confidence in his forehand and allowing his opponent to take control of the match. Now, with the clay season ahead, he needs to regain his most reliable shot to impose his aggressive game. Monte Carlo will be the first major test of this new stage. In 2022, his only participation in the Monégasque tournament ended in an early defeat, but this time he wants to arrive in peak condition. The objective is clear: to improve the precision and solidity of his forehand so that it becomes a lethal weapon in long rallies and pressure situations once again. Beyond the technical aspect, recovering his forehand is also a mental challenge. Alcaraz is a player who bases his game on confidence and explosiveness, and his forehand has historically been his most decisive shot. That is why training at high intensity and repeatedly practicing cross-court strokes is crucial to regaining sensations before Monte Carlo. But that is not all. Another detail that has caught attention in these training sessions is his footwear. Alcaraz has been testing the Nike Vapor 12, a model he had not used this season but did try during the preseason. Could this be the change he needs to feel more comfortable on the court? It may seem like a minor detail, but in a sport where every adjustment counts, the right footwear can make a difference in performance. The clay court season is not only an opportunity for redemption but also a key moment in his career. With Rafa Nadal absent, Alcaraz has the chance to establish himself as the dominant force on clay, but to do so, he needs to regain confidence in his game. His forehand must once again be the dominant shot that led him to conquer Roland Garros in 2024 and win multiple titles on this surface. Carlos Alcaraz is in a phase of reconstruction. After a season start filled with ups and downs, his goal is clear: to regain the solidity of his forehand and return to being the dominant player everyone knows. The training sessions in Murcia mark the beginning of a process that must culminate in Monte Carlo, where he will face his first big test. Clay is his natural habitat, but to reign on it, he needs to recover confidence and precision. If he succeeds, his path to the throne of clay will be clearer than ever. Will he be able to recover his best shot in time? Is it fair to criticize Carlos Alcaraz every time he loses a match? Former French tennis player Gilles Simon believes it is not. At 21 years old, the Spaniard has already achieved what many players never manage in their entire careers, but the expectations placed on him make every defeat seem like a failure. Simon has come to his defense, reminding everyone that Alcaraz has won 4 Grand Slams and multiple prestigious titles at a very young age. So why is he expected to win everything? Let's analyze it. Carlos Alcaraz is a phenomenon in world tennis. His rise has been meteoric, winning important titles with surprising maturity. Since his breakthrough on the tour, he has demonstrated exceptional talent, with an aggressive, explosive, and varied game that has allowed him to win on all surfaces. His record at 21 is already legendary: 4 Grand Slams, 5 Masters 1000s, and 36 weeks as world number 1. However, this same early success has generated enormous expectations. Every time he loses, criticism appears quickly. His defeat to David Goffin at the Miami Open was a clear example. Although any player can have a bad day, his loss was analyzed as if he were in crisis. But, as Gilles Simon points out, these criticisms can be unfair since no player wins every tournament they play. The former French player explains that the media attention on players like Alcaraz leads to higher than normal expectations. Fans and experts expect them to always perform at the highest level, and any setback turns into a major debate about their performance. However, Simon reminds us that what Alcaraz has already achieved is extraordinary and that, despite occasional defeats, he will continue to win big titles in the future. The pressure Alcaraz faces is not new in tennis. Figures like Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and Novak Djokovic have also dealt with great expectations throughout their careers. The difference is that they evolved over time, whereas Alcaraz has had to carry these demands from the start of his professional journey. Simon highlights that people easily forget that the Spaniard is still very young and that his development is ongoing. Every defeat is magnified as if it indicates a decline when, in reality, it is a natural part of any player's progress. Even the greatest players in history have had slumps, and that has not stopped them from continuing to win titles. Another aspect the former French player points out is the tendency to blame Alcaraz for every match he does not win. In tennis, victories and defeats depend on multiple factors: the level of the opponent, physical and mental condition, court conditions, among others. Expecting him to win everything is unrealistic and, as Simon says, unfair. The reality is that Alcaraz has proven he is an elite competitor and that, despite some inconsistencies, his talent and determination will keep him at the top for many years. Carlos Alcaraz is a champion, but he is still human. His talent is undeniable, and his future is promising, but the expectations placed on him can be a double-edged sword. As Gilles Simon rightly points out, he cannot be expected to win everything nor be overly criticized for every loss. Tennis is a sport of ups and downs, and Alcaraz is still growing. The important thing is to appreciate what he has already achieved and trust that he will continue to win big titles. Will the criticism still be as harsh when he lifts another trophy? The tennis world gives us unforgettable moments both on and off the court. On this occasion, Carlos Alcaraz starred in a heartwarming scene during his training in Murcia when a 95-year-old fan approached him to express her unconditional love. The woman, a loyal supporter of the Spaniard, confessed that she watches him play no matter the time and has followed him since his early days. Alcaraz, with his usual humility and charisma, responded with emotion and took a photo with her. But beyond this beautiful gesture, the Spaniard is already focused on his next challenge, the clay court season. Carlos Alcaraz is one of the most charismatic players on the tour. His connection with fans is special, and moments like the one in Murcia show that. While resting after an intense training session, the 95-year-old woman asked him if everything was going well, to which he kindly replied. What followed was even more touching. The fan admitted that she follows him at any hour and has supported him since the beginning of his career. This gesture did not go unnoticed by Alcaraz, who, far from ignoring it, took the time to thank her and pose for a photo with her. These types of interactions reflect the impact Alcaraz has on people, especially in Spain, where he is already a sports idol. However, after this beautiful moment, the tennis player remains focused on his next big challenge, the clay court season. The clay court season is crucial for Alcaraz. After an irregular start to the year on hard courts, with unexpected defeats in tournaments like Indian Wells and Miami, he now has the chance to regain his rhythm on a surface where he has been lethal. The Masters 1000 in Monte Carlo will be his first major test, a tournament where he has never won the title and which could serve as a confidence booster ahead of future events. After Monte Carlo, Alcaraz will compete in Spain, where he will play two crucial tournaments, the Conde de Godó in Barcelona and the Mutua Madrid Open. Both tournaments he has won in the past and will be a great opportunity for him to find his best form. Additionally, playing at home always gives him an extra boost of motivation, with the crowd supporting him in every match. After his time in Barcelona and Madrid, the next big challenge will be the Masters 1000 in Rome. In the Italian capital, Alcaraz has some unfinished business, as he was eliminated early in the third round in his last appearance. This tournament will be key in evaluating his preparation before Roland Garros, the most important event of the clay season where he will defend the title he won in 2024. In the last edition of the Paris Grand Slam, Alcaraz shone by defeating Alexander Zverev in an epic 5-set final. Now, with Rafael Nadal uncertain about his participation and Novak Djokovic and Jannik Sinner as his main rivals, the Spaniard has a great opportunity to reaffirm himself as the king of clay. However, for this to happen, he needs to recover the confidence and level that took him to the top of world tennis.